In the PCM system, we teach a large section of the course based on prevention of crisis behavior, teaching our practitioners how to prevent crisis behavior. And one of the tools we like to use is something that's called preteaching, which is also very similar to a shorter version of something we call doing a briefing. And in preteaching, this is used for behavior that is predictable. That is, if you say, well, every day, as sure as the sun comes up, Bobby's going to throw a fit when he has to do something different or change tasks. When behavior becomes predictable, we can take advantage of that, especially with higher functioning individuals who can talk reasonably well. And I'll give you an example of an individual that I worked with that I basically did some pre-teaching with him. This particular small boy had a big difficulty with giving up reinforcers. So once he started doing something, if he had to stop it, he generally had a tantrum. And so one of the tools that I used was basically pre-teaching. We were in music class and he didn't want to use the rhythm sticks, which are two sticks that you bang together, which they kind of look like nunchucks with no rope attached to them. And why you'd want to give that to children with aggressive behavior, I haven't figured out to begin with. But they wanted him to use the rhythm sticks and hit them together in music class. And he didn't want to do them. So I said, I'll tell you what, we can go, what do you want to play? And he said the electric piano, which they had. And I said, okay, we can play the electric piano. But, and this is where the pre-teaching came in, I said, we're going to play for 5 minutes, okay? But when we get close to the end of 5 minutes, I'm going to let you know that we're going to go back and do the rhythm sticks just for 1 minute. Do you think you'll be able to do that? He said, yeah. And I said, okay, now remember, if we can turn off the electric piano at 5 minutes, and you can come with me and play the rhythm sticks for just 1 minute, we're going to get to go back to the electric piano before we leave music class. So what's going to happen after you play the rhythm sticks for just 1 minute? He said, we get to play the electric piano again. I said, that's exactly right. So we went over to the electric piano. He had his rule firmly in place. I reviewed it with him. And we started playing and we had a great time. At about 4 minutes, I started giving him a heads up. Hey, we're going to have to shut off the electric piano soon in about a minute. And we're going to play the rhythm sticks. But what's going to happen after we play the rhythm sticks? What are we going to do? He goes, we're going to come right back to the electric piano. I said, that's exactly right. And sure enough, when the 5 minutes came up, I said, come on, let's go play the rhythm sticks so we can come back. And I shut off the electric piano. He got up, no tantrum. We went and played with the rhythm sticks for just a minute. And true to my word, we went back to the electric piano. Now, the reason why this is a helpful example is that had I never done any of this review, any of this pre-teaching, any setting expectations of what we're going to do and what you're going to get and what you should expect and how it's going to go and then what you're going to get afterwards if you do everything right, if at the end of 5 minutes I just said, okay, that's enough electric piano, let's go, more than likely he would have had a meltdown. So that's a good example of using pre-teaching. And a briefer form of it is, like the name implies, a briefing. It's just a heads up. You know, hey Jimmy, in about 5 minutes we're going to get ready to go to art class, so I'm going to give you a little warning at about 4 minutes, okay? So where are we going to go in 5 minutes, Jimmy? We're going to go to art class. All right, you're going to have a good time there. All right? This is just giving people a heads up, and you know, we consider it a common courtesy for each other that, you know, if we're going to get bad news or we're going to be told about something we're not particularly thrilled about, we like to be eased into it. We like to be given a warning. We don't like to be hit cold with bad information or something that might affect us adversely. We like to have a heads up, and we'll say it to people, hey, give me a heads up next time. And the reason we say that is because when we have no warning and we can't prepare for what's going to happen, it's typically far more upsetting. So there's no reason we can't do this for the people that we work with, and that's an example of using pre-teaching and a briefing.